sponsored by Bowen Financial. Life is full of lessons and we're always learning. So what do we need to know going into retirement? Joining me right now is Charleston's retirement coach, the man himself, Brandon Bowen. Brandon is the CEO and founder of Bowen Financial Group. He's also a very popular radio show host right here in the Low Country. And not just the Low Country. I mean, you're kind of all over the Southeast right now.
That's the plan. That's the plan. To grow and get the message out.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and start with the questions. Good to have you back in the studio. The unexpected happens in life. What lessons do you feel this past year has taught us about preparing correctly for retirement?
How much time do we have? Right? I mean, 2020 has taught us so much. I think back to a message that I heard from Andy Stanley one time back in the past talking about margin in our life, and the three areas that meant a lot to me is my time, right? We got to have margin with our time, our morals, right? But then the last one is financial. We can't be running to the edge. We can't be living on the edge in all of those areas of life because, one misstep or 1 year like a 2020 and coronavirus, that can wreck people if they didn't have that margin. And so we're seeing families, businesses, corporations that had that margin coming into this year, they've been able to operate just fine and maybe even grow.
And a lot of those businesses are thinking out of the box, and some of the other ones, they're folding.
That's right.
Because they didn't have that margin. Yeah. Talk to me about what you think and how you feel about the ups and downs of the market right now, because sometimes it's crazy. I've been watching it almost daily.
It's like the seismograph.
Sure.
Earthquakes. When we look at charts, I look at charts all the time, and that's what we're seeing, right? The last 4 years, I would say, is they're getting bigger and bigger ups and downs. And so my thoughts are they're just going to continue and, in fact, get bigger and bigger. So if we know that, then what we tell our clients and potential clients is let's only risk what we're okay fluctuating. Right? Yeah. Don't risk 60, 70, 80%, especially as you're closing in on retirement.
Very, 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 very true. And also, when those big numbers go up with the seismograph, you've got to watch out for those aftershocks.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, sell high, buy low is what we're told to do.
Yeah, all the time. You've had people begin working with you after suffering big losses. How tough is it to recover?
It all depends on if you're pulling income. Right. If we're still working, if we're 40 years old or 50 years old, hey, if you've got time, hopefully it will come back. Right. But if we're within 5 years of retirement or in retirement, if we're pulling income, maybe a 4 or 5% drawdown, it's almost impossible when we have these big drawdowns, big crashes, and then we're needing to pull income. So that's why you can't keep that income producing money at risk.
Yeah. Keeping income producing money at risk. It's always so vitally important. Now, I know that you have clients who have a portion of their savings protected from market volatility. Tell me a little bit about that, and also our viewers.
Yeah, so we've got to protect that money, and it reminds me of a super nice couple that became clients here about 2 months ago. Live out on Isle of Palms, and they had saved about $3 million. So they had done a great job. Yay. I told them, I said, guys, wow, that is hard work, and you guys have saved well. And they said, yeah, but our current advisor had us all equities, and when COVID hit, we went down 50%.
Ouch.
I mean, that's scary for anybody. If you lose 50%, right? I mean, don't focus on the 3 million. Just, hey, if you went down half of what you had. So they said, okay, now that we've made it back, because it was a bit of a flash crash and a flash recovery, it wasn't a real bear market. They said, now that we've recovered, we are learning our lesson. We said, we need to put some floors under this money. And they said, Brandon, what can we do to protect, let's say $1 million. Let's carve out 30% of this portfolio.
Securing that money.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. That's what the wealthy are doing. We always think about, okay, how did the wealthy navigate through that crash? Well, I'm sitting here telling you guys, the wealthy are putting floors under their money. When we're at these all-time highs, like we are now, let's start locking in some of this stuff, like put some floors under that money. And so I said, hey, how does no fees, no risk, and averaging 5 to 7% sound? And they were like, beautiful. That's what, I mean, if we can average 5 to 7%, I mean, we've saved a lot. We don't need to risk it, really. And they said, that's exactly what we want.
Yeah, because a lot of times when you do risk, you're getting into that maybe 10 to 12, 15, even 20% a rate of return, but it's at high risk.
It's high risk.
And you got to have a stomach for that.
That's right. And I like it. You can still do a little bit of it, but just a little bit.
It's a little
10%, 20%, right? Let's protect what you've worked so hard for.
Absolutely. You had a story you want to tell us.
Well, that was it. That client story. That was it.
That's a really good story because a lot of clients, I'm sure, that are out there, with great financial planners like yourself, they're looking at, what am I going to do? I'm in my 60s, I may be in my early 70s. I want to retire. Do I need to retire now? And with $3 million, a lot of people say that's a lot of money. If you're drawing only 5%, that's $15,000. What? That's $15,000. See, $40,000 per million.
It's all numbers, right? Depending on what your expenses are and what you need to pull out of it. Hey, can we retire? And I don't want people to work too long. I see that a lot. They work too long because they don't have a plan and they're taking too much risk. So a financial plan can help you potentially have more time with the kids and the grandkids and make those memories and your legacy.
And that's that fun money you're talking about last week.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here. For you at home, if you want to learn more about preparing for retirement with confidence, Bowen Financial Group has a great offer for you right now. For the first 5 callers with a portfolio of $500,000 or greater, they're offering a complimentary pension and 401k decision guide. This will allow Brandon and his team to schedule a phone call, video call, or future in-office meeting so they can speak with you personally and provide you with a roadmap, analyzing where you are right now and discuss your best steps to get ready for a successful retirement. Call or text the word GUIDE, that's GUIDE, to the number now at 843-285-6755. That number again, 843-285-6755. Good to have you back with us once again in the studio. We're back in just a moment with more Low Country Live.